Contemplating, I should be the one I be out saying what we thinking.
Is that FEMA is actively blocking shipments and seizing goods and services locally and then locking them away to state that, well, they're their own.
This is the part where I tell you to pay attention. Also note that anything that I say in my intervals are actually my opinion. They are alleged. They are not facts. Any videos that I use and We Have Bigger Problems are actually from the source or a credible source themselves. So take into consideration that that does not negate the fact that it's a possibility that the video initially was used for a covert ticket and an ulterior motive. We are only here for the facts, and your emotional discipline is your responsibility.
It's very real and scary how much they've taken control to help stop people helping. We're blocked now in the shipments of new Starlings coming in until we can get an escort from the fire department, but that may not be enough. Now, the only way to stop this pattern that I just laid out, the pattern of neglect, lies, cover-ups, from having this repeat again and again, is to kick Kamala out of the White House.
Okay, sea wolves and moon babies, this is exactly why I said your emotional discipline is your responsibility. Not everyone has that power, as you can see. Now, see, we understand that you're just as passionate about the situation as we are. However, this is not the time for your competition and throwing stones inside of the political households. Okay, leave that for the actual victims. Now, this makes your reason for your statement kind of vague.
Otherwise, it's going to be another 4 years of needless and infuriating American suffering.
And thank you, Fox News, for your enlightenment and your emotional overview. Actually, speaking of emotional overviews, we're going to get into that in a minute. Now, my thing is, I just want to state that I don't disagree with her. However, if you know me personally, you know that I don't care for either party. And I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if you ever played a game or watched a movie, what if the same people who helped, right, had enough power to premeditate the situation and scare everybody into fear and control just to make it seem as though they helped? Just to gain your trust and votes. I'm just saying.
Days after his party forced him off the ticket and crowned his Veep as Queen of the Democrats. It took only 36 hours for Kamala Harris to lock down enough delegates to become the presumptive Democratic nominee, and doing so without earning a single primary vote.
And I'm just going to separate the art from the artist here. She spoke no lies, all tea, all shade, all facts. Now, at the end of the day, anybody who scammed you once will very well scam you again. The same people who claims that these survivors' well-being is in their best interest are lying. And we know that because they have already threatened to penalize us or arrest us if we even try to help, which is crazy to me.
There's cop protecting food stores or grocery stores from the food that's going bad, and said, we can't feed people with the food that's about to go bad. Also, there's people trying to help people out there with their personal helicopters, and they said, you will be arrested if you help people in this storm and or need. So there's so much more news that I can't even articulate right now. But yet we're still worried about Kamala and this Mr. Potato Head, yellow orange guy. Bro, I don't know how to articulate half this shit. We're giving, isn't real, $250 billion of our tax money.
But they can't help but to stress the fact that they're putting the politics aside and that they're not leaning on technology. The one thing that they love to lean on when they want to prove a point or justification in any aspect for that matter. How ironic is that? So in these following pictures, you will notice that it's actually the local leaders and the residents of these destroyed and devastated areas who are doing the dirty work, and they're making sure that they're going out with their survival tactics and guides and instructions and coming back with personal results to keep these families updated on their missing families and things of that nature. Shout out to them and people like Eric Williamson, who works over at the First Baptist Church in Hendersonville, who is out here doing exactly what he always does. It's his second nature to help his people. He usually helps them get to and from church. Now he's their lifeline during this tragedy. Shout out to him. Flowers going out to him. However, like they said, don't worry about technology and all of the destroyed areas that you'll see coming up on your screen, because at the end of the day, they're doing everything that they can do. And it looks like Fish and Loaves does not look too happy to even be serving whatever they're serving. Looks like they wouldn't even eat it themselves. I mean, moving forward, they said that they have cases and boxes of waters. However, we see pictures of people carrying plastic bags of waters. And as you can see in the articles, they're stating that they're getting them from creeks and distribution tankers. But have no fear, because in Raleigh, North Carolina, Biden stated that he has 6 months worth of relief funds. And Kamala says she's going out to Georgia with 3 months worth of relief funds. And they said they're not going to leave until everybody's on their feet. Also, peep this. Kamala went over and picked out some inmates from the DOC to go and do the dirty work and remove the debris themselves. I wonder if that's what she meant when she said this right here.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators, who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
And might I add, judging from the news today, I guess we can all tell that it'll be really hard to run with the wolves and slither with the snakes without being bit or lying down with a couple of cheaters yourself. Now, in most cases, well, in a spiritual sense, usually people can go back, reclaim their energy from, past mistakes. In this case, you have no heart, no soul, no power. So exactly what did you give up to walk out of this jungle with the fur, Kamala?
And it looks like the media is having a Harris honeymoon.
I kind of fell in love with her. I thought she was smart, engaging. She's funny, feisty, twinkle in your eye.
What is this strange feeling? It's like my blood is flowing again.
The excitement is palpable.
There was just an incredible level of excitement and support for her.
Kamala Harris has had the single best first day of any presidential candidate in history.
They've switched it up. It's going to be a southpaw now. Rocky's a southpaw. Don't go in too close, Rocky. It's my best Burgess Meredith, folks. For children scared this morning, go back and see Rocky.
I mean, the excitement is palpable. Seriously? So now your excitement and your physical attraction validate somebody's eligibility to run a country. This is just great. This is golden. So, I mean, come on, baddies. We're out. We're going to run for president because all we need is a twinkle in our eye. Like, seriously, these people's standards are so low. They will back just about anything. In the programming, like, come on, get a grip. At this point, like, we might as well just run for the hills because there's literally nobody there's nobody to lean on in our time of need. There's nobody with a valid enough answer to make me feel like I should trust my life in their hands. Like, it's horrible. Like, ask them to elaborate on any of their decision making, and I bet you they hit some kind of stupor. Like, there's no backing, there's no foundation to their answers at all.
The government is not going to help the working class. They're not going to save the working class. Y'all need to see the port strikes. They will not pay the working class. Y'all must understand that. This government, bro, this government is designed to take you the fuck down. We need work solidarity. We need working class solidarity. Understand when a cop's knock at your door and telling you doing something wrong. Remember, I got to watch my mouth on this bitch because if I incite violence, they're going to knock at my door and kick my ass. I understand what's going on, but do you understand what's going on for real? I'm angry and I'm fucking tired. And I feel like more people are angry and tired. But if y'all niggas want me to stand up, I'm going to need support. I'm gonna need people to fucking really watch my back type shit. Because people keep hitting me up in the DM saying, Winston, I love what you're saying. I love what you're saying. But who gonna have my back? Who gonna have my back if I keep speaking up? They gonna have they fucking on me. Do you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? I understand what this is. Do you understand what this is? We need work solidarity. These presidents are not going to save us. These mayors are not going to save us. We need communities. Community, immunity. I swear to God, that's what we need. Do you understand me? Do you fucking understand me? This shit's not going to stop.
Sometimes we have to take a step back and realize that the purpose is bigger than us. It's bigger than me, you, we. You have to realize that you have a purpose, you have a calling. Like that 13 floating in the water for me. If you know me personally, then you know. There are people that are out here actually getting the survivors real help, real assistance, such as Live to Improve, Focus 4/5, myself. If you would like to help, you can tap in and we would direct you and guide you to people who are actually getting these neighbors, the residents of these destroyed areas, the actual help that they need. And what I would also say is, this is the part where you believe half of what you hear and sometimes none of what you see.